Most kids get an allowance, but these sons of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman get an entire economy. They are growing up in a world of gold-plated walls, super yachts, trips, and their family fortune sits at a casual $1.4 trillion. Here is the trillionaire life of Saudi Prince Salman's sons. Palaces, super yachts, and gold-plated everything. Let us talk about where these boys lay their heads at night, because it is not a 3-bedroom house in the suburbs. Prince Salman, Prince Mashour, and Prince Abdulaziz, the 3 sons of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, live inside the Al Yamama Palace in Riyadh. And when we say palace, we mean a compound that stretches over 4 million square feet. That is roughly the size of 70 football fields stitched together with Italian marble floors and gilded columns. Thousands of rooms, multiple swimming pools, a private mosque, a cinema, and grounds so vast you could probably get lost on your way to breakfast. Now, security at this palace is not your average Ring doorbell situation. We are talking elite Royal Guard regiment protection, advanced surveillance systems, anti-missile defense technology, restricted access zones, and full integration with the national security apparatus. These boys do not just have bodyguards. They have a small military operation making sure nobody gets within a mile of them without clearance. When your family controls $1.4 trillion in collective wealth, security is not a luxury. It is a lifestyle requirement. And inside those walls, life is nothing short of cinematic. We are talking gold-plated interiors, priceless artwork hanging on the walls like it is no big deal, chef-prepared gourmet meals from every cuisine on the planet, and a personal staff numbering in the hundreds. Just to put it in perspective, their father, MBS, purchased the Salvator Mundi painting by Leonardo da Vinci for $450 million. That single painting costs more than most people will earn in 10,000 lifetimes, and it is just one piece in a collection these boys walk past on their way to the pool. The children's quarters reportedly feature custom-designed playrooms, climbing walls, high-tech gaming setups powered by artificial intelligence, and even private zoos and aquariums right inside the compound. Most kids beg their parents for a goldfish. These boys have entire marine ecosystems in their living room. And speaking of pools, let us talk about what happens when this family decides to hit the water. Because a backyard pool is cute and all, but the Al Saud family takes things to a completely different ocean, literally. MBS has owned the super yacht Serene, valued at over $500 million. This vessel stretches 439 feet long and comes equipped with 2 helipads, a saltwater swimming pool, a full spa, a cinema, an underwater viewing room, and yes, a submarine dock. A submarine dock on a boat. Because apparently a regular yacht just was not doing enough. The Serene even has a snow room built specifically for heat relief, because when you are cruising through the Arabian Gulf in summer, sometimes you just need a room that produces actual snow to cool down. Normal people turn on the air conditioner. The Al Saud family built an entire winter inside a boat. There is also the Pegasus 8, featuring its own helipad, a golf driving range, a theater, a barbecue area, and a dance floor. These are not boats. These are floating cities with better amenities than most 5-star hotels on dry land. And the sons of MBS have access to all of it from the moment they were born. Now, let us talk about getting from point A to point B, because commercial flights are clearly not in the vocabulary. The family fleet includes customized Boeing 747-400 aircraft that have been transformed into flying mansions. We are talking bedrooms, gold-plated bathrooms, full dining rooms, and throne-style seating. Boeing 787. Dreamliners worth over $300 million each are also part of the rotation. And when the whole family travels, entire fleets of aircraft transport the entourage, which can number over 1,000 people, including princes, ministers, security, and staff. On one famous trip, the royal entourage reportedly traveled with 506 tons of luggage, 1,500 personnel, and 500 limousines. 500 limos for one trip. That is not traveling. That is relocating a small town. But what good is a flying palace if you do not have something incredible waiting? On the ground, the family car collection reads like a wish list from every automotive fantasy ever imagined. We are talking Bugatti Chiron's worth up to $5 million, gold-plated Bugatti Veyron, Grand Sports valued at around $12.5 million, Lamborghini Aventadors, McLaren P1s, Ferrari LaFerraris, Pagani Huayras, Rolls-Royce bespoke models, and fleets of armored Mercedes-Benz S600 limousines for everyday travel. These vehicles sit in climate-controlled garages and are sometimes shipped around the world via cargo planes, so the family can drive their favorites wherever they vacation. Now, the boys themselves are still young. Prince Salman is estimated to be in his mid-teens, Prince Mashaur in his early teens, and Prince Abdulaziz is still a young child born around 2021. So no, they are not exactly tearing down the highway in a Bugatti just yet. But the point is, these cars belong to the family, and by extension, these boys have access to a collection that would make any car enthusiast weep with joy. And then there's the real estate portfolio beyond Riyadh. MBS purchased the Chateau Louis XIV near Versailles, France, for $300 million. This 54,000 square foot estate is essentially a replica of Versailles itself, complete with gold leaf walls, a nightclub, swimming pools, a moat with fountains, and an aquarium with a meditation room. A moat in 2026, because drawbridges apparently never go out of style when you are Saudi royalty. The family also maintains estates across the United States, additional properties in France, and residences in London, each one staffed, secured, and ready for arrival at a moment's notice. This is the baseline. This is the starting point for three boys who have not even finished school yet, and what they stand to inherit makes all of this look like pocket change. Trillion-dollar origins and the inheritance of kings. So, how does a family end up with $1.4 trillion? It did not happen overnight, and it certainly did not start with super yachts and gold-plated Bugattis. The House of Saud traces its roots back to the 18th century in the Najd region of Central Arabia, where they were tribal leaders in the town of Diriyah near modern-day Riyadh. Back then, wealth came from tribal tributes, pilgrimage taxes, agriculture, and control of trade routes. Respectable? Sure. Trillionaire territory? Not even close. The family's real ascent began with a man named Abdulaziz ibn Saud, who recaptured Riyadh in 1902 and spent the next 3 decades unifying the kingdom. By 1932, Saudi Arabia was officially born. But even then, the country was poor, relying on British subsidies and limited resources. The kingdom was sitting on the biggest jackpot in human history and did not even know it yet. Then came 1938. American geologists from Standard Oil of California struck oil near Dammam, and everything changed forever. Commercial production ramped up after World War II, and suddenly this desert kingdom was pumping liquid gold out of the ground at an astonishing rate. By the 1950s, oil revenues were pouring in. By the 1970s, when the OPEC oil embargo quadrupled global prices, hundreds of billions of petrodollars flooded the Saudi treasury. Kings Faisal, Khalid, and Fahd oversaw an era of unimaginable wealth accumulation that transformed the nation from sand dunes to skyscrapers. Annual oil revenue jumped from roughly $1 billion in 1970 to over $100 billion by the end of that decade. In less than 10 years, the kingdom went from modest to monstrous in terms of raw financial power. The nationalization of Aramco, completed in 1980, was the game changer that cemented the dynasty's fortune. Once foreign companies lost control, the Saudi state, and by extension the royal family, held direct authority over the most valuable energy company on the planet. Saudi Aramco's market capitalization now exceeds $2 trillion, making it the most valuable company in the world. And the royal family benefits from its dividends, stakes, and the sheer gravitational pull of sitting atop over 260 billion barrels of proven oil reserves. But MBS was not content to just ride the oil wave. When he rose to power as Crown Prince in 2017, he launched Vision 2030, a national plan to diversify the economy away from oil dependency. He also launched something a bit more immediate, an anti-corruption purge that saw rival royals and business tycoons detained at the Ritz-Carlton in Riyadh. That operation reportedly recovered up to $800 billion in assets, including cash, land, and businesses, consolidating enormous wealth directly under MBS's control. Then there is the Public Investment Fund, or PIF, which now manages over $1 trillion in assets. MBS chairs this sovereign wealth fund, which invests globally in technology companies like Uber and SoftBank, sports ventures like Newcastle United Football Club and LIV Golf, entertainment, and massive infrastructure projects like NEOM, the $500 billion futuristic megacity being built in northwest Saudi Arabia. A partial Aramco IPO in 2019 valued the company at roughly $2 trillion, and subsequent transfers of Aramco shares to the PIF, including an 8% stake in 2024 worth approximately $160 billion, have only amplified the fund's reach. And the family does not just invest in spreadsheets and stock tickers. When it comes to vacations, the Al Saud family spends shipped around the world via cargo planes, so the family can drive their favorites wherever they vacation. Now, the boys themselves are still young. Prince Salman is estimated to be in his mid-teens, Prince Mashour in his early teens, and Prince Abdulaziz is still a young child born around 2021. So, no, they are not exactly tearing down the highway in a Bugatti just yet. But the point is, these cars belong to the family, and by extension, these boys have access to a collection that would make any car enthusiast weep with joy. And then there is the real estate portfolio beyond Riyadh. MBS purchased the Chateau Louis XIV near Versailles, France, for $300 million. This 54,000 square foot estate is essentially a replica of Versailles itself, complete with gold leaf walls, a nightclub, swimming pools, a moat with fountains, and an aquarium with a meditation room. A moat in 2026, because drawbridges apparently never go out of style when you are Saudi royalty. The family also maintains estates across the United States, additional properties in France, and residences in London, each one staffed, secured, and ready for arrival at a moment's notice. This is the baseline. This is the starting point for three boys who have not even finished school yet, and what they stand to inherit makes all of this look like pocket change, trillion-dollar origins, and the inheritance of kings. So, how does a family end up with $1.4 trillion? It did not happen overnight, and it certainly did not start with super yachts and gold-plated Bugattis. The House of Saud traces its roots back to the 18th century in the Najd region of Central Arabia, where they were tribal leaders in the town of Diriyah near modern-day Riyadh. Back then, wealth came from tribal tributes, pilgrimage taxes, agriculture, and control of trade routes. Respectable, sure. Trillionaire territory, not even close. The family's real ascent began with a man named Abdulaziz ibn Saud, who recaptured Riyadh in 1902 and spent the next 3 decades unifying the kingdom. By 1932, Saudi Arabia was officially born. But even then, the country was poor, relying on British subsidies and limited resources. The kingdom was sitting on the biggest jackpot in human history and did not even know it yet. Then came 1938. American geologists from Standard Oil of California struck oil near Dammam, and everything changed forever. Commercial production ramped up after World War II, and suddenly, this desert, more on a single trip than most people spend in a lifetime. King Salman once took a month-long vacation to Morocco that reportedly cost over $100 million and boosted the country's tourism economy by 1.5%. An entourage of over 1,000 people, entire resorts booked out. The royal yacht Al Salama docked nearby with its own helipad, golf range, and theater. On another occasion, King Salman closed an entire public beach on the French Riviera and installed a private elevator from his compound down to the sand. 400 luxury cars were hired for the entourage. In Los Angeles, MBS reportedly booked the entire Four Seasons Beverly Hills, all 285 rooms, for his traveling party at a cost of $1.2 million per week. These are the kinds of family trips the three young princes are growing up around. So, what does all of this mean for Prince Salman, Prince Mashour, and Prince Abdulaziz? It means they are not just inheriting a fortune, they are inheriting an empire. The House of Saud's $1.4 trillion fortune makes them 16 times richer than the British monarchy and roughly equivalent to 4 times the combined wealth of Elon Musk and Bill Gates. MBS's personal fortune alone sits at an estimated $25 billion, and speculative estimates suggest each of his sons could eventually inherit $25 billion or more in personal wealth, drawn from family shares, real estate, art, yachts, jets, and private investments. But personal billions are just the appetizer. The real inheritance is governance. In Saudi Arabia's male line succession system, MBS's sons stand in the direct line to potentially ascend to the throne itself. MBS shifted succession away from the traditional brother-to-brother model, sidelining rivals and centralizing power in his own line. If MBS becomes king, as widely expected given King Salman's advanced age, his eldest son Prince Salman could one day be positioned as the next crown prince. That means control not just over personal billions, but over national trillions. Aramco dividends, PIF stakes, oil reserves, state enterprises, and the entire economic machinery of one of the world's most resource-rich nations. And MBS is making sure that inheritance is not just about money. He is shaping his sons for leadership in a post-oil world. Vision 2030 is diversifying Saudi wealth into sustainable sectors like green hydrogen, tourism, technology, and entertainment, ensuring the dynasty's fortune survives long after. The last barrel of oil is pumped. The sons are not just being handed a check, they are being handed the keys to a kingdom that is reinventing itself in real time. That level of preparation does not happen by accident. It happens through a very specific kind of education and grooming, one that most people cannot even imagine. Royal schools, private tutors, and grooming future kings. Now, when it comes to raising future kings, you do not just drop them off at the nearest elementary school and hope for the best. The sons of Mohammed bin Salman are being educated with a level of precision and intention that makes Ivy League prep look like summer camp. And while the Saudi royal family keeps almost everything about these boys under wraps, with no official photos, no social media, and no public statements, what we do know about their upbringing paints a picture of extraordinary preparation. The boys are raised primarily in Riyadh within the fortified royal compounds under the care of their mother, Princess Sarah bint Mashur Al Saud, who married MBS in 2008. Daily life is structured around Islamic teachings, Arabic traditions, and a disciplined routine that balances cultural heritage with modern education. MBS has reportedly emphasized that his children should not be treated differently because of their status, and one widely shared anecdote illustrates this perfectly. When his eldest son, Prince Salman, arrived late to school, the institution denied him entry, applying the same rules as any other student. Rather than being upset, MBS reportedly praised the school for enforcing discipline regardless of royal title. That tells you everything about the kind of values being instilled in these boys. In a world where one phone call from their father could probably reshape an entire country's policy, the fact that a school door stayed shut on the Crown Prince's son is actually remarkable. It signals that MBS wants his heirs to understand accountability before they ever understand authority. Saudi royal children at this level typically receive one of two educational paths: enrollment in elite private academies, or personalized palace-based tutoring from world-class educators. For MBS's sons, the approach appears to include both. In terms of formal schooling, the most likely setting is a top-tier private institution in Riyadh, offering a bilingual Arabic and English curriculum with emphasis on STEM, critical thinking, and global academic standards. MBS himself founded MISC Schools through his MISC Foundation in 2016, a pre-K through 12th grade institution designed to cultivate principled leaders equipped with the skills needed for Vision 2030. While it has not been officially confirmed that his sons attend MISC schools, the philosophy of the institution aligns perfectly with what MBS has publicly stated about education, that it should build discipline, resilience, integrity, and a well-rounded understanding of the modern world. The MISC Foundation itself goes beyond just schools. It funds scholarships, tech incubators, youth leadership summits, and digital training programs across the kingdom, all designed to build a generation of Saudis who can compete on the global stage. If MBS is investing that kind of infrastructure for the country's youth, imagine what the private version looks like for his own sons behind palace walls. On top of formal schooling, the boys have access to private tutors who specialize in areas that go far beyond standard academics. We are talking about personalized instruction in diplomacy, global economics, artificial intelligence, technology, international relations, and leadership strategy. These are not after-school electives. These are core components of a curriculum designed to produce future heads of state. The tutors themselves are reportedly sourced internationally, meaning the best educators from around the globe are brought directly to Riyadh to teach these boys one-on-one. While other kids are watching cartoons after school, these princes are getting private lectures on sovereign wealth, fund management, and geopolitical strategy. The bar is set so high, it is practically in orbit. Multilingual fluency is another major priority. English is essential for global communication, and the boys are reportedly being trained in additional languages to prepare them for diplomatic engagement across cultures. Cross-cultural training and exposure to international perspectives are woven into their education, ensuring they can navigate the complexities of global politics and business with ease. This is not just about speaking French at a dinner party or ordering in Japanese at a restaurant. This is about being able to sit across from a head of state in their native language and negotiate a $1 trillion energy deal without breaking a sweat. For the Al Saud family, language is not a hobby. It is a strategic weapon, and these boys have been armed with it since childhood. But education for these boys is not limited to classrooms and textbooks. A major component of their grooming involves direct exposure to the mega projects driving Saudi Arabia's future. The sons are being introduced, at age-appropriate levels, to initiatives like NEOM, the ambitious futuristic city being built in northwest Saudi Arabia, and the PIF's global investment portfolio spanning technology, sports, entertainment, and renewable energy. Understanding how a $1 trillion sovereign wealth fund operates is not something most teenagers learn. But when your father chairs that fund, and your family's legacy depends on its success, it becomes part of the homework. The emphasis on Vision 2030 integration means these boys are learning about green hydrogen production, data center infrastructure, tourism development, and the transition away from oil dependency in real time. They are not being prepared to simply sit on a throne and collect dividends. They are being prepared to actively manage and expand one of the largest economic transformation projects in modern history. That includes understanding the NEOM Green Hydrogen Project, one of the world's largest facilities of its kind, which reached roughly 80% construction completion by mid-2025. When your classroom lesson involves a real-world energy plant worth billions that your family is building from scratch, textbooks start to feel a little outdated. And it does not stop at energy. The PIF's investments in global sports franchises like Newcastle United Football Club and the entire LEV golf enterprise mean these boys are also learning how entertainment and athletics function as economic engines. Most teenagers argue about which football club is the best. These princes are learning how to own one and turn it into a billion-dollar brand. Extracurricular activities for royal children at this level also look a bit different from the average after-school program. Think sports training that promotes discipline and teamwork, cultural enrichment programs that connect them to their heritage, technology workshops that keep them at the cutting edge of innovation, and leadership simulations that test their decision-making under pressure. These activities are carefully curated to develop the specific skills needed for governance, business management, and international diplomacy. Saudi royal tradition also historically sends young princes to prestigious international universities once their domestic foundation is complete, meaning these boys could eventually study at institutions in the United States, United Kingdom, or Europe, building networks with future global leaders before they even turn 25. MBS's own father, King Salman, served as governor of Riyadh for over 50 years before ascending to the throne, and that kind of long-term, hands-on preparation is clearly the blueprint being followed for the next generation. The goal is not to produce figureheads who cut ribbons at ceremonies. The goal is to produce operators who understand every gear in the machine they will one day run. And here's the thing that really ties it all together. Everything about these boys' upbringing, from the schools they attend to the tutors they study with, from the mega projects they observe to the languages they speak, is designed with one purpose in mind. They are being shaped as what the family envisions as global citizens rooted in Saudi identity, young men who can represent the kingdom on the world stage while honoring the traditions that built it. Prince Salman, as the eldest, carries the name of his grandfather, King Salman, and is widely regarded as the one being most directly prepared for a potential future leadership role. His name symbolizes continuity and safety, drawn from Arabic roots, and his position as firstborn places him at the front of the line in a dynasty that is rapidly modernizing its approach to succession. Prince Mashour, whose name means famous or renowned, shares in the same elite education and training pipeline. And Prince Abdulaziz, the youngest, named after the kingdom's founder Ibn Saud, represents the next generation's connection to the historical legacy that started it all. Even the naming conventions tell the story. The eldest carries the name of the current king. The youngest carries the name of the man who built the kingdom from nothing. This family does not name children casually. Every name is a declaration of intent, a message to the world about where the dynasty has been and where it is going. These three boys are growing up in a world that most human beings cannot even comprehend. A world where your family home has anti-missile defenses, your vacation involves renting an entire private island, your car collection is worth more than some countries' GDP, and your education is personally designed to prepare you for ruling a nation. They did not choose this life. They were born into it. And whether they end up as kings, governors, or stewards of trillion-dollar funds, one thing is absolutely certain. The House of Saud's next chapter is already being written, and these three princes are holding the pen. In summary, while some other personal details remain veiled, the son's upbringing is a strategic investment in the dynasty's future, elite, multifaceted, and aligned with MBS's ambitious reforms. As heirs, they are shaped to lead a thriving Saudi Arabia, but opacity limits deeper insights. If more specifics emerge, they could reflect evolving royal transparency. Thank you for watching. This is where we draw the curtains. To enjoy more of such content, please click on the card showing on the screen.